I come to you and I share my stories because this is what I do as a pastor, as a minister, as a teacher. The name of my ministry is called Jesus, Jamie, and the Journey. And the reason that God allows me to share my story is because other people out there have gone through the same things and they need to know that they're not alone, that they have somebody by their side. And I might not be able to be by your side physically, but I am by your side in my heart and in my spirit. So I just want you to know that you're not alone. I just made a video about being raped and molested and kidnapped before I was 16. And now I want to tell you about being a survivor of human trafficking. When I was 19, 20 years old, just before my second son was born, I got kidnapped in front of my brother and my stepdad by an Indian guy, and from the Pig Stand restaurant in Houston, Texas. And when he got me, he had me out on the streets of Montrose and Westheimer here in Houston, Texas. And every time I came home with something less than $100, he beat the crap out of me. And one day, undercover police officer, I happened to get in the truck with an undercover police officer, and he started asking me all kinds of questions. And after a little bit, he says, you don't even know what you're doing out here, do you? Why are you here? And see, the guy that had me out there followed me everywhere. It didn't matter where I went. He followed me, and so he was hiding behind a tree, and you could see half of him there. So I pointed him out to the officer, and so he took me to a place called Under 21 here in here in Houston, back in 1983. And I ended up getting pregnant from all of this. And when I came back to my husband, he didn't believe that I had been with him for a little over 3 months, and I found out I was pregnant, and he didn't believe that the baby was his. So he told me if I didn't get an abortion, that I couldn't be around my son Christopher, and he was a little like 2 years old, a little under 2 years old at that time. And so, again, I share these stories with you because I want you to know that you are not alone, that I know exactly where you're coming from. And God is giving me amazing gifts of empathy and compassion and love. And, again, I haven't totally healed from these things, but I am healing little by little. And I'm hoping God will bring me a man to love me, even though I've gone through these things.